For over half a century, the Royal Air Force Red Arrows have been dazzling audiences worldwide with their precision flying and aerial displays. And at the heart of this iconic team is the BAE Hawk, a jet trainer that has helped shape the future of military aviation for decades. But what if you could experience a taste of what it's like to fly the Red Arrows Hawk? Enter the FMS 80mm EDF BAE Hawk, a beautiful looking replica of the jet trainer flown by the Red Arrows, complete with retractable landing gear and gear doors, full navigation lights, and the unmistakable red, white, and blue livery. But who's actually flying this thing? Well, that's Prince Harry, of course. Use the force, Harry. You know who said that?
No, who?
Abraham Lincoln, 1776.
Oh, it's like Mario.
Let's go. Here we go! So join Harry and I as we take to the skies and explore the capabilities of this remarkable model and discover what it takes to fly it like the Red Arrow that it is. Use the force, Harry. Hey everyone, Chris here, out of the field. Today we're taking a look at the FMS BAE Hawk. This is an 80mm EDF, extremely nice looking, nice flying airplane. You know, the BAE Hawk as a configuration, it really lends itself well to RC. You know, it's got a nice wing design to it, so it'll fly on the wing really well. The tails are proportioned really well. And so as a result, you know, you get a really nice flying model, and this one is no exception. You know, assembling the airplane, there were no major issues there. It mostly just all fastens together really easily. A couple of things I do want to mention. Out of the box, the airplane did have a slight amount of reflex in the ailerons. If yours doesn't, I do recommend that, because when I was sighting down the wing, it didn't actually appear that there's washout in there. So that's going to give you a little bit of washout, and so that's going to ultimately help you with any type of potential stall out at the tip. And then the other thing is I've noticed, so the Retracts, you know, it's got all of the mechanically operated doors. And while the main doors close on the ground, they haven't necessarily been closing in flight. So that's something I'll have to look at ultimately. The Retracts are just kind of getting stalled out. And so otherwise, in terms of the controls, I ultimately settled on low rates for my aileron and mid rates for my elevator. And that equates to, for the aileron, 60% with 12% expo. For the elevator, 80% with 8% expo. And then for the rudder, I'm at 100% with 15% expo there. And then for the flaps, I do have just a very slight up elevator mix in there, and that is a 7% up elevator mix with the full flap setting. So in terms of the battery, I'm using a 6250 6S Roaring Top pack, and I ended up pulling the gyro out of the airframe so that I could place the battery as far back as realistic without, you know, interfering with the hatch. I ended up putting a stopper back here in just a balsa wood piece that I glued in, so that way the battery couldn't move around. It's nice and trapped in there. And so this CG actually feels really good where the battery is at, and I'm getting over 4 minutes of flight time with the battery. And so in terms of the CG, if you look at this panel line here on the wing, if you pick up the airplane with your thumbs on that panel line, that equates to the CG about perfectly. That's where I'm flying the airplane. And I'll give you guys that dimension on the video, but otherwise, you know, it feels really good there, and that gives you a nice little landmark you can start out with. So one of the things I did notice on the maiden flight is I did need quite a bit of down elevator to trim the airplane. And so that is something to potentially be aware of. And so I was a bit surprised by that. It was quite a bit of down elevator trim that you can see here. Otherwise, there were no major surprises on the maiden. The airplane flies fantastically. It's extremely maneuverable. It's agile in the air. It looks great. The red really pops, especially against the blue sky. And so the airplane looks fantastic. It rolls nice and axially. You've got nice big verticals. And so if you're looking for an airplane that's a lot of fun, that flies really well on the wing, this is a great option. Go get him, Harry. Use the force.
you recommend this as a beginner airplane?
I would not, no. Once you have some proficiency, you can successfully fly a trainer on your own without any problems, and you can do loops, rolls, all that kind of stuff. You can really progress in any direction you want. You know, jets are faster. They're just a different animal. I love jets personally. Kind of makes sense based on my background with my dad and stuff, but it's just different things to keep aware of. You don't have constant airflow over the control surfaces like you do with a propeller plane. So when you're slow, the controls are going to get sluggish too. You may not necessarily be able to push your way out of trouble with a jet like you can a propeller. And so that's the biggest thing to be aware of. Just like anything, it takes practice. I do recommend flying something high performance first before going to jets, just because that'll get you used to the flaps, it'll get you used to the retracts. So that can be a warbird, that can be a high performance sport plane, anything you want. Once you've got that down, something high performance, then jet shouldn't be a problem at all. All right, there she is, FMS Bae Hawk. Really nice flying airplane, really good looking. Easy to see that bright red in the blue sky is awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out this next video. And until next time, I'll see you at the field.